Let me sit down for a second. I'll throw a close in there, and we'll be on our way. Was it worth coming to shul today?
Amen.
The leper scholar. The leper scholar. Boy, is this a different Yeshua than I met. Is this a different Yeshua that I was taught? I was taught he was perfect, blue eyes, blonde hair, and he just give me that perfection if I just asked him into my heart. Yeah, he was perfect and spotless in his character, and he had no sin, inclination, or desire to do evil, but his flesh was marked with the diseases that Yahweh chooses to remove in our life, and has removed, and will remove. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Verse 6, Matityahu 26:6. Now when Yeshua was in Bet Anya, which is the house of figs, in the Bayit of Shimon the jar merchant. Now, that translation in Aramaic can either mean jar merchant or leper. For the sake of this teaching, allow it to mean both. I said allow it to mean both. That could either mean the jar merchant or the leper. But let's assume for the sake of this teaching it means both. You ever wonder how Yeshua could enter the house of a leper? Let's assume Simon was a leper. Let's assume. Turn to your neighbor and say, let's assume. Turn to your neighbor and say, don't sleep on him. Turn to your neighbor and say, because he's looking at you. Simon says. Now, you ever wonder how Yeshua, a righteous, pure, kadosh rabbi, would enter the house of a leper? How could he get away with it? Unless he was a leper. But even if you believe that word there, as translated in the Restoration Scriptures, is jar merchant, look at verse 7. There came to him a woman having an alabaster box of very precious ointment, and poured it on his head, as he sat at the shulchan to eat. But when his Talmidim saw it, they had indignation, saying, for what purpose is this wasted? For the ointment might have been sold for much and given to the poor. When Yahushua understood her, he said to them, why do you trouble the woman? For she has done a tov work upon me. For the poor always you have with you, but me you do not always have with you. For in that she poured this ointment on my body, she did it for my burial preparation. Okay, now we think that she was anointing his body to die, okay, way before his body had died. Isn't that the way you've always read this? She was preparing his body to be buried because they needed spices. The only problem was he didn't need burial spices while he was yet alive. Come on now, because if you don't get it, I'm going to stand up and start shouting. So while I'm keeping it cool, I need you to affirm that you understand what I'm saying. You understand? So, wait a second. Yeshua said that, no, don't rebuke her. She's doing a tov mitzvah because she's preparing my body to be buried. The only problem is that he's not dying that day, and you don't, in Jewish culture, Hebraic culture, you don't dare prepare a body for burial until, what happens? Common sense, right? Till the person is dead. So what on earth is going on here, Roland? What on earth is going on in Matthew 26? Verse 13. Truly I say to you, wherever the Besorah is proclaimed in the whole Olam Hazeh, there will also be told what this woman has done for me as a wonderful memorial to her. Let me read. The account is touching, but the story is special when you consider it in light of Yeshua's leprous condition. Miriam, the sister of Lazarus, was so overcome with love and compassion for Yeshua that she poured the expensive ointment on Yeshua's head, feet, and body. Miriam desperately wanted to soothe his pain and his misery of Yeshua's lesions and boils with the expensive spikenard ointment. Miriam didn't care how much the ointment cost. She applied the soothing ointment to Yeshua's sores and his lesions. Miriam wiped Yeshua's feet with her hair and kissed his feet repeatedly. Kissing the feet of a leper would be unheard of in all the land of Israel under normal conditions. But Miriam loved Yahushua so much that outward appearances did not matter. She broke every rule of Torah to love her master so much. Because you're not supposed to touch a leper. She didn't just touch a leper, she anointed him in the house of leprosy, in the house of Simon the jar merchant leper. She was so thankful for Yeshua that she didn't care what other people thought. She didn't care about Yeshua's outward appearance or what his feet looked like. Miriam didn't care. If Yeshua looked unclean, all she knew was that she loved Yeshua with all her heart. Miriam wept profusely when she saw the boils and the lesions on Yeshua's face, his hands and legs and feet. She could not stop crying because she knew that Yeshua was suffering horribly in his own body for her sicknesses and the sicknesses of others. When we see the real Yeshua, we will not be able to stop crying either. That's why Miriam was crying, because her master was suffering and in pain. And Yeshua said, I'm withering away with leprosy. She is anointing my body to give me some pain relief because the day of my burial is approaching. Not that these ointments will be used for my dead body, but because my burial is approaching, this blessed woman is soothing my last days on the earth. And she's wiping her tears for my pain with her own hair. Does this blow your mind? Just absolutely blow your mind?
Baruch Hashem, Yahweh and Yahushua.
Spikenard, brothers and sisters, is an aromatic plant used in the preparation of medicinal ointments to cure bruises. Spikenard rhizomes, underground stems, can be crushed and distilled into intensely aromatic, amber-colored essential oil. Nard oil is used as a perfume, an incense, a sedative, and an herbal medicine, said to fight insomnia, flatulence, birth difficulties, and other minor ailments. So we see here, and then I'm going to throw one more thing at you. Everybody's upset. Very expensive ointment. Yeshua said, no, don't trouble her. She's put this ointment on my body. She did it for my burial preparation. In other words, she didn't do it to prepare the dead body, which other women did after he died. No. She wanted him to enjoy his last days before he died, to prepare his body and relieve some of the pain of the Master Yeshua. You get that? And he said, Simon, you did not kiss me when I came in. You did not put ointment on my body. You did not cry when you saw my condition and wipe away your tears with my hair. But this woman, because she is soothing my pain, only days away from my impending demise. Wherever the gospel, wherever the Besorah is preached, this will be told in memorial of her. She was not afraid to touch a leper because she realized that leprosy was hers. It was not his.
Wow.
Does this blow your mind?
Amen.